Are cell phones safe? That's the question raised by yesterday's announcement that they'd been added to a list of possible carcinogens. Tonight, Dan Harris investigates.
By now, we've all heard that cell phones possibly cause cancer, but there is nothing like seeing this machine measure the actual radio waves during an actual phone call to drive the point home.
This will measure RF radio transmission.
That's Mike Knox there. He's an electrical engineer running some tests with his fancy machine at the home of Steve and Elizabeth Howard, who graciously allowed us over tonight because theirs is a house with 5 cell phones and 2 rambunctious children who love to play with those phones. In fact, their 3-year-old Graham has his own phone, although it's not set up to make any phone calls. But is having all these phones around safe? Like many Americans, Steve and Elizabeth had very different reactions to the news that the World Health Organization now says phones might cause cancer.
It's like caffeine, I think. Every other study is a good thing or bad thing, and most of them are inconclusive. And so I kind of let it go in one ear and out the other a little bit.
I sit and I do everything, email everything right next to his head with my iPhone, which I guess I would want to know if that was a dangerous thing to do.
So who's right? Well, the radio waves were definitely measurable when we checked the phone.
So she's connected now.
Right. So you can see some energies popping up.
It boosted it a little, but not
Not
go off
tremendous.
the charts.
Right.
Ditto for when Elizabeth downloaded a video through her Wi-Fi-enabled laptop.
Even if I bring it fairly close, I'm still, not seeing, much from the Wi-Fi signal.
And then check out what happened when they fired up the microwave.
Because we are seeing more energy out of the microwave.
It's really popping up there.
Right.
But are these levels dangerous? We asked Mike Knox, who's not a medical doctor but does study radiation.
Did you see anything in the house that makes you worried?
No.
Do you think people should be careful around phones?
Again, I can look at the literature. I've been doing this for a while, and I could find just as many articles that say, there may be some connection to some health standards, and then I could find just as many that say there's not.
And although there is real disagreement in the medical community tonight, most doctors we spoke with told us that the recent ruling on cell phones from the World Health Organization is a cause for caution, but not outright alarm.
I don't think people should be freaking out about it. We happen to live in an environment that has a lot of this form of microwave radiation around us. Microwave ovens, for example, telephones, cordless phones. So this is not something that's unusual.
Radiation is all around us. The last time there was a major radiation scare after the Japanese earthquake and tsunami damaged that nuclear power plant, I took a Geiger counter around New York City. Check this out. We're at a food stand, and we're going to put the Geiger counter on some bananas, which contain potassium, which you need to live, but also is radioactive. And check out how the needle pinned when we went into Grand Central Station with a professor from Columbia University. This place is made of granite, which emits radiation. But we should say the radiation from granite or bananas or the sun or airport scanners or x-rays is very different from the radio waves that come from phones. Those radio waves are much weaker, and there's still no proof that that kind of radiation can penetrate our bodies and make us sick. The WHO now puts cell phones in the same category as some scary stuff like pesticides and gasoline engine exhaust, but also some everyday stuff like coffee and pickled vegetables.
It is a very wide-ranging category, and it reflects the uncertainty of the evidence.
So what should the Howards do? Well, experts say they can talk less and text more. They can also use Bluetooth-enabled headsets, which emit much less radiation, or wired headphones, which emit none at all.
Is there a takeaway for you?
I guess I would say everything in moderation, maybe. They love them. Even the baby loves to look at pictures of himself or little video clips of himself.
Until there is something much more definitive from the medical community, this modern family says it cannot completely drop the phones, which would mean essentially dropping out of modern life. For Nightline, this is Dan Harris in New York City.